What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world? This is Richie Torres. This is kind of my first video on YouTube, and kind of wanted to do a voiceover slash breakdown of one of my fights I had a long time ago against this kid called Niko Tsgaras from Brooklyn. Uh, Not sure what camp he was from, but excuse me. This kid was tough, man. So here, kind of like feeling each other out, touching him with some leg kicks. He was a lot taller than me, so obviously I knew that his reach was gonna play in this fight. But I'm just trying to see what kind of what kind of reactions I get out of him. Um, I was a little bouncy. I was a little antsy. This was one of my very first, probably like my third fight. Boom, landed right hand. Now I'm feeling it. I'm getting confident. Uh, Thinking I could land it again, but bam, throw a leg kick, left hook, right hand, boom, head kick. But this is where things kind of start to turn for the worse for me because his reach started to be a huge problem for me in this fight. Not only that, but this kid had definitely way better cardio than me. Uh, Quick story, I was still cutting the day of the fight. This kid showed up late for the weigh-ins. Um, I stopped cutting around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Weigh-ins was supposed to be at 5. This kid didn't show up till about 7 o'clock. Didn't jump on the scale, nothing. I was still cutting to make the weight limit. I wasn't in the best shape that I could have been cardiovascularly, you know, not doing any road work, stuff like that. It definitely cost me as far as cardio. Um, I always feel like I have good technique, and as far as a stand up, I've been doing stand up for since I was a kid. I'm a Taekwondo black belt, then ventured into kickboxing and Muay Thai and stuff like that. Um, so I've always felt like my technique standing up was good, and I was able to you know stay in there with some of the best guys in New York, or at least some of the best guys that I fought. But this kid was a problem. So here I'm in the clinch because I just got hit with a jump spinning back kick and a knee there, and you know this kid's reach was a huge problem. So what I wanted to do was kind of just get in and land some big punches. At this point, I knew that kicking with him wasn't gonna be the smartest thing because of the reach. Not necessarily because I couldn't kick with him. I can kick with some of the best guys, but the reach was a huge problem for me. And eventually, I started getting hit with some big shots, and uh, the lack of being prepared started to catch up. So if I have any advice for any younger fighters and stuff that are coming up or are thinking of venturing into fighting is go run, do your cardio, do your rope, do your shadow boxing, anything that pertains to cardio, get it done. Also, another thing about fighting is that you know we get into a ring with that's my coach Stephen Katz at the time. Man, I love that guy. Guy is one of the best coaches in New York. um, Joseph Stripmater too, amazing Muay Thai guy. Yeah, so you know do your work, go out there and do your road work, run your miles. um, Another thing too is fighting someone else is uncomfortable. And what I mean by that is that we're so used to training with our training partners, and doing drills with our training partners, and laughing, and doing all the things that we do with our brothers in the gym. um Fighting just one other guy who you don't know, it could take its toll. In my opinion, it's one of those psychological things that, eventually as we fight more, we get over it, and we get not over it, we just get a little more comfortable with the reality that we're fighting someone who we don't know. And this big slam, bang. I was like, hey, freak it, man. I'm getting my ass beat. I'm sick and tired of this guy hitting me. So yeah, but no harm, no foul. This kid was a good sport. He was super tough, and one of the better kickboxers that came out of New York, and he was just tough as nails. And here again, I'm tired. My headgear came off. I wish I would have fought without it. I would have loved to. That's another thing too, having that headgear on. Like, I was just sucking wind. But yeah. So there was a lot of things that I probably could have done better. I probably could have been a little more busy as far as closing the distance and not letting him get set and landing his shots. But this is fighting, and sometimes we think what we're doing is enough, but here it wasn't enough for me. So boom, I got hit there, and I'm thinking it's a game. But I'm there to fight. I'm always gonna be there, like, regardless of what happens. I'm here to fight, whether I win or I lose or whatever the case is. I'm gonna fight. So here I was tired, but I was like, freak it, I'm just gonna finish this fight. It's the last round. Yeah, this was an amazing fight for me. I learned a lot from this fight. So yeah, oh, that was a nice knee I landed there. And here the fight was over. This was a smoker fight. It was a great fight. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. This is my first video again on YouTube. Would appreciate some feedback and some critique. Thanks, guys.